Have you ever been pushed so far in an argument that you ended up losing it? You yelled, maybe did some door slamming or said something completely out of character, and then all of a sudden, the other one, the narcissist, became the calm one. Not because you put them in their place and not because they were scared of you. What follows that calmness is, see, I told you you were unhinged. I told you you were crazy. You might even catch a glimpse of a smirk on their face. Just look at the corner of their mouths here. And there's a really good chance that all of this got recorded. If any of this sounds familiar, I'm here to say that you are not abusive. You are not the abuser. That's what we call reactive abuse. Reactive abuse is a manipulation tactic where a narcissist provokes you until you reach your breaking point. It's a biological stress response called limbic hijacking, where your brain enters a fight or flight mode after relentless psychological pressure. And I know I move my hands a lot. I'm French. The narcissist uses subtle tactics over time to wear you down. Micro criticisms where you hold it inside because it seems too minor to say anything. They'll use gaslighting also until you doubt your own memory, or even if you don't doubt, you'll just feel so frustrated emotionally. Or they're going to use stonewalling. They'll do that for days. And throughout this whole time, you're walking on eggshells. I mean, what do you think this is doing to your nervous system here? A lot of you see yourselves as strong, and of course you are. It takes a heck of a lot of strength to be around these people. But no matter how strong that you think that you are, these are chemicals that are literally running through your body. The cortisol, the adrenaline, it is destroying you. These people, they're going to do whatever they can to get you to react. I'm telling you, they are on a mission when they're doing this. They're determined. And all this time, you're doing nothing but to try to survive. Trying to avoid conversations that you know are going to turn into fights because they're hunting at this point. Trying to bottle up the pain that you feel inside from that rolling of the eyes or the head shake of disapproval that they just did, and the sleepless nights when they aren't talking to you again. Not to mention your heart pounding at day's end, or your stomach churning when you hear that key in the doorknob at following day's end. How are they going to be now? Your system is at maximum capacity. Can handle it? How many of you have digestive issues, or how many of you have hair loss? I'd really like to know. Type 1 for digestive issues and 2 for hair loss. And if nothing is working for them at this point and you're still holding on to yourself, they might wait until you're in public or around family to innocently ask a question that they know is going to trigger you. They are baiting you. They are baiting you to get a reaction that they can weaponize as proof of your instability, because they know all too well that one day they're going to need it. This is where they flip the script. Once you snap, that's when DARVO comes into play, and DARVO stands for deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. They have a whole system. They deny the provocation, then they attack your character for reacting, and then reverse the victim and offender where they become the victim and you are now the abuser. And often all of this gets documented to later use in legal battles or smear campaigns. Now, for those of you who have young children at home, be extremely, extremely cautious. Be really careful around them. You're going to want to recognize the bait for what it is, bait. Not someone having a bad day or unable to control emotions due to childhood trauma. If they're poking you, they are looking for a reaction. And that really bad want that you have to put them in their place, stifle that, because it's not going to work. Not with a narcissist. The only thing that'll work is in the losing interest in the relationship. And eventually you will. But in the meantime, gray rock. Not for revenge, but for protection. The narcissist uses gray rock to punish you, but you, being the oh so wise one, will want to use gray rock so that they have less ammunition to come at you. So you want to give empty, unemotional responses like, okay, or I hear you, nothing more. As soon as they want to start up with a circular conversation, and they will walk away, end the conversation with either a stern statement that you will not get involved into a conversation that goes nowhere, or that you're willing to talk about it but only with a third party because you know the dance by now. Or you can play them with your tone of voice. Hun, I'm so exhausted right now and I really can't focus. So perhaps we can pick up on this tomorrow or on the weekend, and look innocent. Lastly, document everything. Because like I said, you can bet that they've been documenting. So write down the dates. And by the way, if you feel guilty about how you reacted, that's actually a sign that you are not the narcissist, because they'll accuse you of that too. You were pushed to your limit, to a breaking point. There's only so much a person can hold in. If you take a teacup and you keep pouring past the rim, the tea is going to spill all over the place, right? There's only so much that it can hold. And so it is with you. You'll also notice that there may be times where the narcissist does attempt at accountability. And notice I said attempt, because they don't take accountability. But when pushed into a corner, they'll say something like, we both said things that we shouldn't have. Meanwhile, all of this was because they were angry at you for being angry at them because of something unacceptable that they did. Nothing to do with you. No accountability. It's never their fault. It's not my fault. I don't remember. That didn't happen. It wasn't that bad. Or it's your fault that I did what I did. They have no remorse. Zero compassion. So if you're with one of these characters, stop wasting your time. Run, and run as fast as you can and as far as you can. And of course, I know it isn't that easy, especially with children. You want to dot all of your I's and cross all of your T's because you're playing a game of chess with these people. And by the way, I'm referring to both men and women. There seems to be people thinking that it's mostly men who are narcissists. Not true. And both can do equal damage. Both lack compassion. When they see you in pain and crying, they're not ignoring you like you might think. Although they do want you to feel rejected. But ignoring you, no. They are observing. They're analyzing what hurts you. They analyze everything about you. Don't react. Don't let them see you crying. Don't let them see you upset. Who here is familiar with their shared fantasy? For those who don't, and by the way, and they do it very intentionally, here's how it works. In narcissistic dynamics, a shared fantasy is a fabricated emotional world created by the narcissist and sustained through the partner. It's an intense, self-contained reality where the narcissist's version of themselves must be believed, protected, and affirmed at all costs. Inside this micro world, doubt is treated as betrayal, and reality becomes something that the partner slowly learns to suppress. The purpose of this fantasy, it's not about connection, it's about regulation. It shields the narcissist from shame, inadequacy, and emotional collapse by surrounding them with admiration, agreement, and emotional labor. Big, big band-aid for them. The partner's role is not to relate with them, but to stabilize their self-image. In this fantasy, it usually established during idealization. The partner is elevated, made to feel uniquely chosen, deeply bonded, and essential. But that closeness is conditional. As soon as the partner shows independence, disagreement, or emotional needs of their own, the fantasy is threatened. Through withdrawal, devaluation, or subtle punishment, the narcissist pressures the partner to prove loyalty, not to the relationship, but to the illusion itself. And over time, the partner learns that maintaining harmony requires abandoning their own perceptions and aligning with the narcissist's narrative. The roles inside the shared fantasies are rigid. The narcissist occupies the central position, exceptional, misunderstood for the coverts, and entitled to special treatment for all narcissists. The partner becomes a supporting figure whose value depends on affirmation, accommodation, and self-sacrifice. Now, as this dynamic deepens, the partner can and often does become psychologically trapped. reality outside the fantasy, it feels confusing, unsafe, or disloyal, even after the relationship ends. Not all, but many survivors continue to defend the narcissist image or doubt their own memories because the fantasy trained them to. The shared fantasy, it's not love. It is a mechanism of control maintained through cycles of idealization and devaluation, designed to keep the narcissist emotionally fed while the partner slowly disconnects from their own truth. And all of this happens so subtly. It starts with mirroring. They study you. They study your values, what's important to you. They study your wounds. They study your hopes, and then they reflect them back. Then comes future implication. Not promises, but suggestions. We'd be amazing together once things calm down. I've never felt this safe with anyone, but notice what's missing here. Timeless follow through or concrete steps. The fantasy stays alive because it's always almost happening. Next is emotional intensity without stability. Deep talks, late night bonding, confessions that feel intimate but aren't matched by consistent behavior. This creates emotional closeness without accountability. Once you're emotionally attached, they introduce distance and uncertainty, pullbacks, silence, mixed signals. And now you're not just connected, you're trying to restore what you felt in the beginning. And that's where the fantasy locks in, because every time that they withdraw, your brain doesn't ask, is this healthy here? It asks, how do I get us back on track, back to that version? And the narcissist benefits from this because you self-abandon to preserve the bond. You chase clarity instead of noticing patterns, and you stay emotionally invested while they stay in control. Aren't they sweethearts? The fantasy keeps you focused on potential, not reality. And that's the key distinction. Healthy relationships build a future through consistent actions. Narcissistic dynamics sell a future to excuse inconsistent behavior. The moment that you stop believing in the fantasy, the dynamic collapses because there was never a real relationship underneath it. Just a story that you were invited to live inside. These people, they're confusing. They're going to mess with your mind until you can't see the trees for the forest. We are so focused on something that they said. For example, they said something hurtful and you toss and turn all night long going over and over what they said. Or you focus your whole day doing something for them for a cookie crumb, for one iota of acknowledgement. Survival mode. We're so zoned in on the details that we cannot see the big picture. Trees for the forest. Well, I'm here to tell you have the whole damn box of cookies if you want. You deserve them. All of them, not just a crumb. So, I guess this is the part where I stop talking and bow out. But just make a mental note of everything I talked about today. And take that information with you at all times. Keep it in the front of your mind and watch closely. When they play nice, don't go back to sleep. Carry this knowledge with you. And also, if you could thumbs up this video, that would be great. And comment if you feel compelled. It turns out that lack of comments and YouTube doesn't push our work forward. Okay, on that note, take care, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.